G'day ladies and gentlemen, Duckville here. Welcome to a StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm cast. We have got a Protoss versus Zerg coming up today. As you can see, two of our players here are getting a little bit excited. This was just after the party hats were added in. When was it? It was like last week or something. Today is the 3rd of August, but this was added in on last week. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, we've got a we've got a Protoss versus Zerg, as I mentioned, and we do have our red Protoss down here at the bottom left-hand side. He is a young American Protoss player who loves a bit of cannon action. We'll see how he's going to go about it this time here on Overgrowth. It is Ninja. And so he'll be starting down there. He'll be heading across the map shortly, no doubt, because I do like to see his cannon shenanigans. Up at the top right-hand side, a familiar face around the Southeast Asian scene, a player based here in Australia, currently overseas, over in America, in the Root Gaming house. It is Fenner. And so I'm sure you guys have you've heard Fenner, you've seen his stream. You can jump onto his stream and see him playing some GM level Zerg over in the North American server, as I said. Also currently staying in the Root Gaming house. Team Fortress StarCraft. It's like Valve has come into the scene here. But anyway, so yeah, we've got a Protoss versus Zerg here. Fenner's going to start out with a nice little safe play, getting in the pool first. Not going to go down to the hatchery because he did see the probe approaching. And it looks as if there is a second probe as well, trying to skirt around the Overlord. I'm pretty sure he did get around it, so I believe that Fenner worked to see the second probe coming. But now, as we can see, the guy is still having a little chat about the hats here, and it looks as if Ninja is going to start the shenanigans right here as he jumps down to the natural. Now, what we'll do here is, as you can see, this is something that you get to see occasionally when players are doing the old cannon rush, is you'll set up a little wall here, and you can put another pylon just here and another one here, put the cannon down, and as Ninja is showing us, what you can do is you can set up this little wall that sort of restricts the amount of drones that can attack this position. So Fenner is going to have to get some lings out and perhaps a queen as quickly as he can. One of the pylons gets cancelled. We build up the wall again. Now you may be wondering, why did he actually cancel that and rebuild it? Well, the thing is, you don't really want these pylons to complete. You just want them to be blocking the way, as it were. So he's going to let the cannon complete, set up a couple more cannons here, and then he also has a position to attack the natural base as well. So Ninja has seen that there are a few links coming across the map. He's going to have to get a cannon inside his mineral line, which is just on the way, as we can see. And for Fenner, well, I mean, this is going to be a tough decision for him. It looks as if he is going to come across and try and set up the hatchery down at the natural just to block off his opponent. It's always, I think this is one of the best ways to try and respond to a cannon rush, is to try and take your opponent's natural, so that at least they're stuck inside their base. They cannot take a natural. And, you know, you can sort of see how things go from there. So we can see the investment. We've got 4 cannons and a single pylon, not to mention a couple of cancels, which probably totaled about another 50 minerals or so. And Fenner is sort of stuck here for the moment. He does have access to one of his gas. A lot of the time, what you want to do when you're cannon rushing is try and kill off access to both of the gases. For example, Habitation Station was a great map for that, because you could block both of the gases, and effectively for a Zerg it is extremely hard to bust out of a cannon rush when you don't have gas, because you need a couple of roaches, or you need the ability to Nidus or something like that, and it's obviously if you don't have the gas then you can't do any of those things. So we can see now that with half a gas, or half the gas income you would normally have, Fenner's just going to have a little bit of a slower income when it comes to that. But Ninja, one thing that I would probably look at right now is perhaps setting up another pylon. I'm not even kidding. Oh, there you go, he's going to do it. I actually did this exact same thing just on ladder before, and stupidly, I forgot my second pylon, so it was actually really bad, because the Zerg just built a lot of lings and just targeted down the one pylon, and because, yeah, I was just bad, I messed that up. So status of the game at the moment, we have got Ninja trying to get his mothership core out as quickly as he can. Got a Stalker on the way. The first Zealot is also out. He has contained his opponent inside partially. He's partially contained because we don't have, as we said, no second gas, and pretty much the units won't really be able to get out of here unharassed because those cannons are just going to fire down, and they do a tremendous amount of damage. So it looks as if we will have Ninja just attacking the natural here. He's trying to clean up. He needs to get rid of the Queen if possible, just because we can make sure there's no creep tumors that are dropped down. A lot of what Zerg players will do here in this situation when they take their natural is try and put down a creep tumor so that they can block you from... Yeah, there you go. So even if the hatchery dies, you have this creep that'll be blocking the natural as well. Now, one thing I haven't pointed to is the fact that Fenner has also taken this outlying base just across to the side as well, so he is really going to try and choke his opponent's economy as he himself has been choked up a little bit here. But Ninja, having to dance around his natural here, needs to keep this Mothership Core alive. It's got 91 energy, and if that goes down, then this game could be over right here, right now. The Queen is targeting down the Mothership Core, has almost got it. That is extremely low, but the energy is now full, and we are going to see the Photon Overcharge active. The Roaches will have to back off. If Ninja can try and target down some of these Roaches, that would be great. Looks as if he doesn't actually get to kill any, but the creep tumors are the big things here. Getting a few more queens would be nice for Fenner as well. We can see that he is going to have, as we said, quite a lot of minerals available, given that he has a full mining base here, but not fully gas mining. And, oh wow, Overlord goes down. A little bit unfortunate for Fenner there. But Roaches and Queens still inside the main base here. We'll see if they get forced out. The warp gate tech, as we can see, is all done, and 4 gates are now prepared. But is it enough to hold off this roach infestation? We need one of those roach motel things here, I think. But Fenner's just going to try and build up his units, not even going for drones right now. Ling speed is on the way, which is going to be catching up eventually here to where it normally would be completing, but Fenner is now going to push forward. So Photon Overcharge is down. We don't really have a huge amount of defense here, apart from the few units that have been built up. Trying to target down some of those sentries there. Almost takes out the Mothership Core as well. This game is extremely close when it comes to some of these units being picked off. They're doing some good micro to keep that Mothership Core back. It's a little bit pesky when you see a Mothership Core getting very close to death there, and it kind of gets a little bit worrying. Fenner going to try and target it down. Does he get it? It looks like he will. Good night to that Mothership Core, and that could be lights out here for Ninja. Is he going to be able to save this? The probes come off the mineral line. Lings are coming in, and of course the Roaches just never die when you're just dealing with probes on them. Of course the Stalkers are here as well. It looks as if some of these sentries are trying to be targeted down. Looks like Fenner, just some beautiful micro to keep these Roaches alive. We'll see some of the Roaches stay alive, but the Stalkers, just with a little bit too much damage, are able to clear out most of those forces, and Ninja forces his opponent out, which is a really, really interesting situation here, because this means that Fenner's going to have... He needs to rebuild those forces, but his drone count is only at 19, so it's not as if he has a huge amount of units to work with. So, a lot of income to work with, and therefore a lot of units that he can produce. So, we'll see what happens, because some Lings are, randomly being built, which is... just throwing a little bit of extra meat into the grinder here, but Ninja holding the top of the ramp beautifully. He needs to clean out some of these creep tumors if he can, but he has no robo, so he actually can't. We'll probably... I don't know what's going to happen up here, because Fenner, as we said, is very stuck when it comes to getting out of this base. So we can see another beautiful force field just to lock out some of the units. One of these Roaches, a little bit unfortunate to be stuck there. Fenner, I think, has to start looking at some drones, because he's going to have a hard time getting up the ramp now that Ninja has full control. Once he has 5 sentries, then he can permanently force field off the ramp, as long as he doesn't push too far. I don't know about going that far. He backs off for now. But 4.5 sentries is what you need to permanently force field a single ramp. But you can't have half a sentry, but you know what I mean. So you need 5, and then you're good to go. Just looking at what's happening up here, of course, still no natural for Fenner, but he does have this natural. I guess it's a natural in a way. He's got a natural. It's not normally his, but has a few drones that are now mining here. A few more Roaches and Lings are starting to pop out. Another Queen is on the way here at this base. We do have another Queen just in this position too. It looks as if Fenner is going to have a little bit of a battle on his hands at the bottom of the ramp. This may be going a little bit too far for Ninja. He'll probably have to pull back. There you go. Isolates a couple of the Roaches. In fact, he may lose a couple of the sentries for the price of that. If Fenner could try and target these down, that'd be just perfect for him. He goes for some of the sentries, but does lose a lot of his Roaches in the process. But He's taken out 2 of those sentries, and we've got only 3 at the top of the ramp here. The good thing for Fenner is that he has vision of the top of the ramp because of those creep tumors there, which is just awesome for him. Another one of the sentries goes down. Fenner with some beautiful targeting, but I don't know, man. This is going to get pretty crazy here if Fenner tries to push this a little bit too hard, and perhaps... it's a tough one because, I mean, you know, you can't just let a Protoss just sit there on one base, because when it's sort of an even economic situation, the Protoss is going to be in a really good spot. So it's, you know, you do want to try and harass, but when you're dealing with a situation where you've got to try and get up a ramp and you're constantly being force fielded out because Ninja's usage of the force fields there is just like the timing is just perfect. So you kind of have to make this choice. What am I going to do? Am I going to try and pump up a couple more drones, just randomly adding in a couple more drones there just to try and keep his economy flourishing? As you can see, we got 25 drones here. Perhaps if he could... Oh no. Ninja's got a couple of stalkers that are just warping in here inside the main base. The lair is on the way. That queen is going to have to run away. Fenner's needs to bring out some of these drones, but the cannons are going to absolutely shred them apart. These 2 stalkers are doing what they can to stay alive, and it looks as if they both will. The drones have been annihilated. A little bit of a battle also going on at the natural ramp of Ninja, and I think with all those drones going down, that's going to be a big hit to the economy here for Fenner, and now with more and more units now slowly being added in up here, this is going to be quite a troublesome spot for Fenner, as he's... It's tough just because he does need this base to be properly mining, and the other tough thing is that it's getting very low. The minerals here are starting to get quite low. This of course means that Ninja is also low himself, but he has the added advantage of having some Protoss units here on the ground, which are very strong, and when you've got the right mixture, they can deal with these roaches quite easily. So Fenner is, he needs to... I'm not exactly sure what the plan would be here. These cannons are now just shredding that position. It looks as if Fenner may just try and go for the throat here. He's trying to get to the ramp, but just backing off a little bit. These stalkers are now way too much for these, for anything, the drones or anything to deal with. And Ninja's going to try and get out of... stop these drones from getting out of there. Force field on the ramp. There it is. Nicely done to block off the drones. And down go the drones. We're now down to 8, and Fenner is in a huge amount of trouble. But I mean, he has given it an awesome fight. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of trouble when you're on like an even base kind of situation, trying to deal with a Protoss like this. And I mean, it was pretty cool to see that he was actually going to go for the tunneling claws. Got Burrow researching, and I don't know, Ninja may see this. Is Burrow going to... No, Burrow's not going to finish. So Burrow's not going to finish, which means that the tunneling clause is not going to happen. And Spinecrawler just trying to reposition itself. We'll see if Ninja's able to shoot it down before anything can happen here. One of these queens has a transfuse available, throws the transfuse in. The Spinecrawler is going to do some damage, but this is just way too much. There is already way too much here for Fenner to deal with at this stage with his economy in tatters. He is not able to get enough units to try and deal with this. And I mean, the tunneling clause was actually going to be a pretty cool idea. I didn't even think of that. The drones go down. We can see the Roach Warren is attempting to get that research done. I think he may make it, actually. But like, it doesn't really matter because there's no burrow. But yeah, so that finishes, and well, that's done, which is cool. But as we can see, no burrow available, so he can't even burrow through those force fields, which seems to have been the original plan. But Fenner certainly giving it an awesome shot here. But I guess the force fields were just holding that ramp too well, and that is going to be it. So GG from Fenner. Definitely gave it a good shot, and we can see that the cannon rush power there came into effect for Ninja, able to block off the economy, and almost lost it when he lost the mothership core here over in the main base. But as we can see, was able to hold out just long enough to get enough forces out and take out his opponent's economy eventually as well. Hope you all enjoyed that intriguing little game between these two high-level players. I will see you all next time.